right, this morning on Newspaper Headlines, we'll be taking stories from This Day newspaper. We'll also connect with The Nation. I have news for you from The Punch, and would look into Alausa Alert. All right, then, so let's begin with our first story from This Day. House urges federal government to use savings from subsidy removal to provide free malaria treatment drugs. Now, the House of Representatives has called on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, use parts of the savings from the removal of petrol subsidy to provide free malaria treatment and drugs in all government hospitals in Nigeria. It also urged the Ministry of Health to set up units in all government hospitals in Nigeria for the provision of free malaria treatment and drugs. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent national importance moved at the plenary yesterday by Honorable Amobi Oga. Respite as Lagos State government orders tankers, trailers to vacate Apapa Oshodi Expressway. Apapa residents and commuters yesterday got the needed respite when the Lagos State government directed the immediate evacuation of all tankers and trailers from the Celeb bus stop in what Tinkan Port axis along the Apapa Oshodi Expressway. In a statement, the special advisor on transportation to the Lagos State government, Cholagiwa, said the directive aims to curb the indiscriminate parking of heavy-duty vehicles, causing traffic congestion in the area. They can read the story from This Day. FG appoints new directors for aviation agencies. That's another story for you to catch up with. The federal government has appointed new directors for the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, and the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, as well as the Nigeria Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB. According to a list made available by the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development yesterday, the appointments were in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So let's move on to the Nation newspaper. Lagos reopens third mainland bridge. That's our first story from the Nation. The Lagos State government has announced the reopening of the third mainland bridge yesterday. The bridge was closed last month to enable the government carry out essential maintenance on it. The entire bridge is now fully accessible to the public for smoother connectivity and safe commuting. That's from the Nation. House summons ex-minister Sirika over Air Nigeria project. The House of Representatives yesterday mandated its committee on aviation to summon a former aviation minister, Hadi Sirika, for a briefing on the status of the Air Nigeria project. He is to brief the committee on the project from the point he handed it over and also provide insight into a wide range of controversies and allegations surrounding the project. So moving on, $11 billion judgment. Nigeria wins again. The London court denies P&ID appeal. So the Process and Industrial Development, PNID, has lost its final appeal against Nigeria in an $11 billion arbitration case. The PNID sought to overturn an October judgment by London High Court that halted the enforcement for damages of a failed gas processing project. In October, the High Court ruled that the British Virgin Islands-based company paid bribes to a Nigerian oil ministry official in connection to the gas contract signed in 2010 and failed to disclose this when it took Nigeria to arbitration over the collapse of the deal. And so, from the Punch newspaper, Emefiele operated 593 illegal US, UK, China accounts, CBN investigator. The former Central Bank of Nigeria, Governor Godwin Emefiele, illegally lodged billions of naira in no fewer than 593 bank accounts in the United States, United Kingdom, and China, without the approval of the Apex Bank's Board of Directors and the CBN Investment Committee. A special investigator on the CBN and related entities, Jim Opazi, found that the ex-CBN governor lodged over 543 billion pounds in fixed deposit in UK banks alone without authorization. Passengers storm train stations, interstate luxury buses cut fares. And there was heavy human traffic at Lagos and Abuja train station on Thursday, following the federal government announcement of free rides for passengers as part of the Yuletide celebration. In addition to the free train rides, President Bola Tinubu also approved a 50% discount for interstate road travel, effective from December 21 to January 4, 2024. So that's also taken from the Punch newspaper. So let's see. Over to Alausa Alert. Let's take one story from there. And let's see what we're going to be talking about. We've delivered 3,000 homes in 4 years. Sanwo-Olu. That's from Alausa Alert. Now, the administration of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State has provided over 3,000 homes for the residents in less than 5 years. The governor revealed this in Lagos at the Conference of Directors of Land in the Federal and State Ministries, Departments and Agencies, MDAs. Sanwo-Olu, represented at the event by Special Advisor on Housing, Barrister Barakat Udunuga Bakari, said the housing project were delivered through direct budgetary allocation and joint venture partnerships as part of efforts to reduce the housing deficit in Lagos State and by extension in the country. You can grab a copy of Alausa Alert to read more on that story. That's all we can take this morning on the newspaper headlines. Let's not forget you can connect with us via our channels, social media channels, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and on X at Lagos Traffic 961.